Happy time zones. Welcome, peoples, to another Saturday sprint. I am your loopy host. Uh, I am Jace. I have stuff that I should work on, stuff that I would rather work on, and the stuff that I'll probably actually do. And those are three separate things.
Hello, my name is Charlie. I'm hoping my dog quiets down because she heard the neighbors across the street and was like, must kill evil. And I'm like, I mean, appropriate instinct, defend the house, but they're in their house, so shut up. Um, I, I'm working on character posters because I'm evil to myself, and I think I have a lot more talent than I do.
And
Well,
Chloe,
I'm the cold dying hand of existence. And I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm probably chatting today. Also Chonk is sick. So like I'm fully expecting him to barf on my bed or something, but that's existence.
he's up and moving, though, which is more than we usually see. He's kind of in raccoon mode right now.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently he gave up on that. I don't know.
And Tailspin. See, I watched the hell out of that show.
That's fair. I don't, like I remember it, but I don't remember it as clearly as I remember other things from that time block. And I don't know why, but I remember it.
I think because it was crammed in with so many Disney shows that were so much the same.
Mm-hmm.
It was like in with DuckTales and Rescue Rangers, and
Right.
so I think it kind of got just buried in the shuffle.
Like it was a spin-off of a spin-off of a spin-off, and it kind of
Mhm.
just disintegrated into spin-offness.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel like now that I have said that, I'm like, oh, Tailspin works even better for me now. It has dual meanings.
Although it did make me question my, well, it didn't make me question my sexuality, but Don Carnage, Planet Extraordinaire,
I mean,
was
you're
like,
not wrong.
he made me like, he made me go,
Made you feel kind of funny.
Before furries existed, he made me think I was one.
See, I don't think that is a statement that anybody's allowed to make because it has now come to light that the creator of Astro Boy was basically a proto furry, and that when they were going through to do an art exhibit, they found a whole bunch of what would basically make modern day furries very, very happy style artwork of all the naughties of anthropomorphic animals amongst his art collection of things he had drawn. So, I mean, there have always been furries.
Yeah.
we coined the word lately, but whoa.
See, Laura and Jenny have hit on my favorite Darkwing Duck.
Oh, Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck.
Also a good show.
Get dangerous.
And that one had zero to do with sexuality and everything to do with the rogues gallery that he had. I loved every single fucking villain on that show. I went through a phase where I could name all of them, including Taurus Bulba, who only showed up in 2 episodes.
But was critical to those 2 episodes.
Well, I mean, one of them was the first episode, so yeah.
So I would like to officially, on record and on the stream, extend my heartfelt gratitude to Chloe for having not done terrible things to her ebooks, so that
Going up on what?
you allow the robots to read your ebooks. You allowed them to be accessible. You did not cripple the accessibility features, which is great because they have applied a machine learning algorithm to Alexa's voice. So that basically, I feel like what they did is they fed to her the text of every book that they had an audiobook in the Audible library for her to figure out, oh, if it's written like this, it should be inflected this way. And so she tries to have inflection, and she's often right, but when she's wrong, she is spectacularly and gloriously wrong. And I may have been listening to your books as read by Alexa lately, and the inflections that the robot chooses are so gloriously inappropriate that you may have single-handedly
It's
ended
probably
my
my
depression.
creative usage of commas.
Her choice of inflection is so good.
I like
It's
that.
so wonderful. And it's simultaneously, depending on the line, makes it so much dirtier, or sometimes oddly wholesome in the oh god, we're going to hell sort of a way.
But literally going to hell.
Literally, yes.
Because I'm assuming this is my demon books where they are in fact going to hell.
Yes. So wonderful. And I, for those who are age appropriate and interested in such things, I highly recommend.
How do you make that happen? How do you get Alexa to read things?
If you have it in your Kindle library and you have attached it to your and you're signed in on your Echo, all you have to do is say, "Hey, Dumafici, read," and the name of the book by author. And as long as the accessibility features are not turned off, and I'm looking at those authors who turn those off because they don't like blind people to be able to read.
Yeah.
Why would someone turn that off?
Stories.
Yeah, you'd be surprised which books actually do. But
you're blind. How could you possibly read it? Oh, well, we're going to make sure you can't read it.
But that's all you have to do is, and if you don't have one of the robots, you can actually download the Alexa app for free for Android or Audible, and you can ask her in there and she will read it on your phone. So, but the machine learning algorithm is so beautiful, and it never reads the line the same way twice. So be prepared for that, because it estimates every time. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's like an actor who has never found the perfect inflection for a line and just tries something different every time.
So this is not at all like when you voice to text. This is a whole different beast.
Yes, because they're trying to have her have realistic tone of voice. So they've been training it with a machine learning algorithm so that if the sentence is constructed this way, inflect it appropriately. So as the sentences get shorter, she'll actually speed up and start talking a little bit faster. When the sentences are longer, she'll slow down. Like, she understands question marks and will inflect a question properly. But they're also trying to inflect mood and emotion. So every now and then, like, if you're like, stop, no, don't do that, she will approximate that sometimes, unless she's in a really giddy mood, and then she's like, ooh, stop, no, don't do that. Which I have to say, with some fantasy books, really changes what's happening.
Nice.
It's a whole different level of reading enjoyment that I did not know was available to me. And now, like, I'm going through my Kindle library going, what else can you read?
See, it is ableism, but it's weird to me because it's a feature that already exists, and I don't understand why people would deliberately turn it off.
So I have a feeling it is that hyper control issue that some, like, if it is from indie authors, it is that hyper control where, like, people get really nuts about wanting things to look exactly a certain way, and therefore they shut everything down because, like, how dare you change the font, even if you're just changing the font from like Times New Roman to Helvetica or whatever. Like, not even if you're changing it to a dyslexic font, but like, just like, no, I want this to look exactly like how I am formatting it. So I have a feeling it is that on the indie side, and on the trad side, it is they have no fucking clue what they are doing. And therefore they're probably not even deliberately doing it. They are just like so ridiculously worse at formatting things than even like Caliber is, that this shit happens. It's crazy because I read a lot on Overdrive as opposed to Kindle, and like every single book that I see from a trad publisher is a complete goddamn train wreck in formatting on Overdrive.
But it's like a business moving into a building that is set up beautifully with ramps and everything, and deliberately jackhammering out the ramps and turning them into rubble and just leaving the rubble pile there.
But I don't think they're doing it deliberately. Like, I don't even think that they have the presence of mind that they're doing it. They just have so little understanding of the features that they just do it. It's like how, like, literally, just so you guys know, if you are using, what's the Mac program, Vellum?
Yeah.
If you are using Vellum to format your ebooks, some of your content is probably going to show up as dark gray. It looks black if you're reading it on a white screen, but if you're reading it on a black screen, it basically is impossible to read. And Vellum just like automatically does that. And like most authors that I have talked to, who I've said, hey, just so you know, you've got this random like 3 chapters that I had to like highlight just to read it. And they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't touch that section of it. I don't know why it would do that. It's just like, it's this crazy glitching, and they just don't think to check these with people who need these features before they put them out there.
Part of me thinks
that look at while I'm doing like the 5,000 books I'm putting out this year.
Part of me thinks that there might also be some sort of maybe truth, but maybe misinformation about a possibility of like people having the auto reader read it on like YouTube, and like people pirating it that way, and people, and authors putting their anti-pirate self above the ability to read.
Yeah. They could absolutely be thinking that like by setting these things up with like hard things on them, that they are preventing piracy, when absolutely they're not. Like, that's not how piracy works.
And instead they're preventing accessibility.
Yeah, as somebody who's actually had one of their works pirated in the past, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because readers are readers. And once a reader finds you, if they like you, they will hunt down more of your stuff. And it was a short story that I had written for a convention publication that was supposed to be just for their printed, like the booklet that they give you when you register at the convention. And somebody scanned it in, made a PDF, and put it online. And the next thing I know, my book is selling well, and I didn't understand why. And then when I found out that it had been pirated, like, I kind of want control of that file over on Scribd. Thank you very much, please. But because it is my work, but it really didn't do harm. Because
I have been at a convention panel where the panelists were 7 authors, all of whom were New York Times bestsellers. And somebody asked them what they do about piracy. And every single one of them was like, I thank the people who do it. One of them was like, I knew I made it when my first book was pirated. And there was a lot of what is it? There's no such thing as bad publicity. What's the expression?
All publicity is good publicity.
What was that?
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you can't stop it. But like the what like most of them came around to with it is that like the people who are reading your pirated books weren't going to pay for it anyway.
Yep.
But they might tell their friends and they might do, Goodreads reviews and everything else. And it might give your book more visibility for people who will pay for it.
Which is very true. I mean, that's what I've found with my own work.
All right. Speaking of work, shall we, less than 16 minutes in, start a sprint?
Cool.
Shall we pretend to do that thing?
Free marketing and advertising? Yes. Share screen. Share. That's not how that works. Do not share tab audio. We don't need that. I'm using the winter one because here it is fucking cold.
Yeah. My parents are in Central Florida and it was 47 degrees for them today.
This morning, I talked to my mom and she's like, "Oh, it got warm. We actually passed 0." And I'm just like, I hate this fucking state. I hate it so much. All right, we will start in. Oh, it's got its own countdown. 3, 2, 1. All right, that sprint is over, and we had a wild amber craft appear.
Maybe.
Hello.
How did the humans do? And possibly the non-humans as well.
Sorry, just tell you how my day's gone. I was trying to unmute myself on your stream, not on StreamYard.
I have done it.
That's how you know my day's gone?
As the representative non-avian dinosaur on the stream, I may be close to finishing this picture.
And why are you calling yourself a dinosaur?
Because I am trying to do things that will lead to my extinction.
I was gonna say
Take me with you.
if you were gonna do an age thing, I was gonna be like, bitch, you're only like 2 months older than me.
No, if I was going to do an age thing, I would just like go on and on and on about how yesterday's anniversary stream made me feel. As everybody's just like, oh, I'm this much younger than y'all's marriage. Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, you little shit.
That officially makes me all your mothers. Now shut the fuck up.
Jenny says, I'm older than all of y'all. It's like, barely. Barely. Yeah, you've got us by a hair. A hair and a breath.
And now all I can hear in the back of my head is the shave and haircut. 2 minutes. Like,
Also, showing your age.
yes.
So I had 2 things. Well, I have one thing that I'm supposed to be working on. Another thing that I kind of want to work on, and the stuff that I thought I was going to do instead of doing all of that. I ended up working on the thing I wanted to work on, which is, middle of the road, but it's better than, watching videos, which is what I was going to do otherwise. Because I had this story idea pop in my head, and I'm brain dumping it. And it was going to be like this, because I'm on this like wish fulfillment kick, like magical wish fulfillment of my youth and desires back then. And I started throwing it around in my head, and I'm just like, this is, when you put actual magic behind it and start fulfilling your wishes, they start to get really problematic.
Isn't that like an adult version of the Magic School Bus?
Have I not told you about my misspent youth? Like that's just like the through line of the whole thing. It's like, wow, I magically got what I wanted. Oh God, why do you have an axe now? Like,
no, this is actually the main character getting the powers to get the things that they want, and it turns out by doing that and applying realistic standards to these actions, it's not ethical.
Okay. Here's how you can tell your age to somebody without ever saying a word. My favorite 2 candies.
I don't
know
what
what
is
those
the
are.
wedge-shaped one?
you're not wrong.
So this is Lego Sweethearts.
Yeah. But what's the
I've
other
never
one? I just
seen
didn't recognize it.
That's Crybabies. It actually says Crybaby.
Mm-hmm.
Came out after Elvis with the Crybaby movie. Tell me I didn't just show my age right there.
I kind of feel like just knowing who Elvis is now is a way to like tell people your age.
I mean, so
You're
like I
able to
get
say
it,
you're
but
younger.
also I was binging candy on that sprint, and I was eating. Oh God, did I eat them all? Oh no. Okay, so I was eating these jammers, the fluffy mint pillow things, and also uh, caramel nips, like a 75-year-old.
I know what those are, but just hearing it said out loud is dirty.
You know, as I was saying nips, I was like, and I literally, like, we all had that moment together, I think. But it could be that I am incapable of saying nips. It's my mouth that does it.
This may be my new Mufasa. I'm just saying that. Everything that you say may be my new Mufasa. I'm just like, say it again.
And you didn't even have the decency to turn off your camera before you started sucking on caramel nips.
I'm sorry.
Girl. I
I
mean,
mean, I was when the stream started. I had a nip. Oh my God.
At this point.
I fully blame Amber this time. I'm just
Yes.
saying that, like, if she hadn't brought up her old people candy, I never would have brought up.
It ain't old people candy.
Old
This is
candy.
just candy from old people. It's kid
Oh, God.
candy.
I hear a distinction without difference.
I'm trying to do that, yeah.
Oh, God. We're talking about candy. Do not bring up Gwyneth Paltrow's name, because now my brain just made vagina candy.
No.
But
Oh my
why
God.
the-
No.
You're the.
Not
You and I
to
are
take
kind
a
of
really-
tied for the least straight people here. How in the world?
So not to take like a really disturbing
I'm a horror
twist on
writer.
things, but again, I blame Jace for this. But today I found out that ovarian torsion is also a thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I had no idea, and it's so much more disturbing than testicular torsion. I'm sorry.
I've never heard that is a thing that can happen, but I don't doubt that it can happen.
Watch Sex Sent Me to the ER. You'll learn some interesting things you never knew was possible.
And I know how very, very, very painful testicular torsion is.
Yeah, I've heard it's terrible. I've heard that it is absolutely the like most horrific pain a person with testicles can be in.
Is it worse than like a guy passing a kidney stone?
I don't know. I've never had the kidney stone pain, and I hope to never have it.
Because that makes men double over and cry like they're having a kid. It's kind of funny to watch. I'm horrible.
Why did I put the thought in the universe? CB brought up Gwyneth Paltrow when we're talking about candy.
That's kind of a yin and a yang. You can't have one without the other, really.
Oh, Maggie, I have a tea that is buttermint flavored. And I don't know how it is different from regular mint tea, but somehow it is intrinsically different and amazing. So yes, I have always had a love for buttermints anyways, but like that tea is delicious.
To me, it's like smoother.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only way I know how to describe it. It's smoother.
Yeah.
Jenny says, random fact. I learned yesterday that Hitler had only one testicle, and he leaked. So there's that.
What happened to the other one? Did
All
he
I know
have
is there's
testicular
a-
torsion? Because that does cause you to lose testicles sometimes.
There is a wonderful 1930s drinking song about that, and that's how I knew that fact. The opening line of the song is Hitler, he only had one ball.
I feel like in Googling, why did Hitler only have one testicle, my computer will better understand that I just have random thoughts and there's nothing crazy going on.
There's no need to watch me, FBI. I have done nothing this week.
Well, no, because it's a question of why. So I have the feeling that, the FBI handlers at this point, any question that starts with why, they're just like, yeah, whatever. People are just weird.
I don't know. Is Devin
Okay,
here?
so-
We can
She
ask
was
him.
born that way.
So it does seem to be confirmed. There was a lot of speculation about it, but as of 2015, it was confirmed. Excuse me. But it looks like there's no reason given.
Jenny says he was born that way. So,
Maybe that's why he hated his Jewish side.
and now that has become a verse for Lady Gaga.
I'm not going there. Not going there.
Maybe you're a Führer with one testicle.
I mean, I am currently waiting for her anti-Nazi album. I mean, she's been working up to it for years.
Nazi.
I am not a Nazi.
Nazi.
I'm sorry, you set that up way too easy. I had to.
Oh.
Oh god, I'm tired.
Fair.
I was actually thinking something along those lines because you've got those I'm exhausted giggles going on where everything's fucking funny.
Mhm.
Oh god, yeah, that shouldn't have been that funny.
But I mean, it was though.
I mean, it's just I said it. No filter, of course. This is me. We know this. And then like y'all just chime in, and it just made it that much funnier.
Rah, 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 one ball in the crotch.
So yeah, according to
I would explain
like
why he's bad at romance.
all of his medical stuff, it appears that like one of his testicles just like never did its thing, like it never descended. It's just,
You know what makes this
Never-
whole conversation funny as fuck? Trump is 5 miles away from me right now. Like literally, he's in Conroe today. He's 5 miles away from me right now. And we're talking about Nazis and testicles.
As
So which
nature and
one
God
is
intended.
Trump? Is he a Nazi or a testicle?
The
Maybe
missing
better.
one.
Oh my god.
I mean, he is nuts and he is a Nazi, so
he
I mean,
is Hitler's missing testicle.
That's what you do.
Hitler's missing orange testicle. And nobody correct me on this, but it makes so much sense because testicles are orange.
Oh,
Hitler had a lot of beta carotene.
is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Oh
lot of-
my god.
He had a lot of beta something.
Oh god. And we're making fun of Trump and Hitler. So I don't think we're going to hell for this.
Oh, Warburton says kittens and bunnies and baby goats. Happy
Maggie-
times, happy times.
You were so on point last night. I can't believe that you, of all people, are just like, this conversation has gone too far. Like, really? Really? Like, I love you, girl, but really? That's where we are now.
CB, he's not worth the gas it would take to go up there and throw the chair. Oh,
I do
God.
also love the irony of a bridge collapsing in, was it Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Hours before Biden showed up to talk about why we need an infrastructure bill. Like, I didn't
The weight of
actually
the
hear
snow.
the speech, but I like to think that the speech was See,
I don't know. That's when show and
Exhibit A.
tell. Show and tell's a
and
little
also, thankfully,
unpointed
like we
there.
can joke about it because nobody died. So like we can joke about that. But
Oh, the rant that Brian went on about that whole thing was so priceless because he's just like, I don't even understand how people go to work anymore if they got to go over bridges. Only reason I go back to the East Coast is that bridge that we go over gets hit by a ferry every couple months and they have to rebuild it. If I didn't know they weren't constantly rebuilding it because people couldn't tie down a ferry, I wouldn't go back home. Like this is the secret to a happy marriage. Like right.
Oh, Jennifer says this conversation has gone so far sideways that it's currently in San Francisco.
yeah. I mean, that's all of
It's-
these. That's every
I was gonna
Saturday.
say, isn't
Yeah,
that
what-
where we always end up?
It's just a little more relevant than normal Saturdays.
I feel like it's actually a bit cleaner than usual other than this thing.
Right? Here we go. Let's put some context into it. We didn't have our writers workshop because nobody could attend because we're so disorganized this month. But if I were to say, I'd put this in the the disaster or a consequence or a life angle. If you're writing about it.
Life angle.
I feel
That's
like
like-
this is one of those like math problems I never understood. Like today we're going to work on your life angle.
That
Or
sounds like
not
something
fiction
from
into
palm
fiction.
reading. Your lifeline and your love angle line form a life angle.
Oh,
I-
for some reason I was hearing, and it could be again that I have been living on job listing boards, but like it just kind of felt also like weirdly like corporate speak.
I have never
Sure.
successfully had my palm read. I have seen many a palm reader cry, and I don't know why. But
They're so sad for you, Thor.
but what did you see? It's fine. No. You like full blown tears. Like what did you see in my hand? What is there?
I can't. It's no words. That's
what
when you
I've
go,
been
are you
told.
crying because there's no words of emotion? It's so beautiful? Or is it that bad? Did you see the devil come out of me? He lives on my shoulder. Did he finally take over?
All right. So Maggie says I shared the Valheim Walk of Shame clip to Coffee.
Of course you did. Oh my goodness, the Valheim Walk of Shame was a wonderful moment
I
that
watched
I
the clip
streamed
this
onto the
morning.
internet.
I watched the clip this morning. I was amused, mostly not ashamed, but that whole yep, I get that. I know that Walk of Shame. I've only played it like 3 times, but I know the Walk of Shame.
Oh, it was last night was I keep saying the backdoor pilot for Brian's Twitch channel because it really proved that we need to get on this and make him have a Twitch channel because that was so much fun.
Yeah, the two of you shouldn't be talking in public about backdoor anything.
Oh, okay. So we ended up having a PvP moment on the server, and Maggie made it dirty. Like, I'm just saying, we were talking about banging each other with hammers really, really hard, and she had to make it dirty. Like, we weren't being dirty. We were just smacking each other in the face with hammers really, really hard. And she decided to think that is some kind of dirty innuendo. On our
Charlie, to
anniversary.
be fair, it's you. I'm surprised you didn't do it for her.
I'm just saying, the look on Chloe's face was worth recounting that story.
So yeah, speaking of cursed things, I decided to actually write that story. And and keep it problematic and just make it a piece pointing out how problematic all these wish fulfillment things are. Like,
Well, it isn't. I mean, how many times have we seen that premise in things? I said that and then I was like, oh, that sounds like I'm bashing it. But no, like, I think it's a totally fair premise that, it's that like needful things thing.
I mean,
Where,
depending on
like,
how it's written, it's even a save the cat genre because that's out of the that's the out of the bottle genre.
yeah.
Person makes wish. Wish has unfortunate and regrettable side.
oh,
actions.
this one isn't a matter of the wish having unfortunate side effects. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Just the fact that he keeps using it and keeps getting worse. It's basically a descent into like more and more problematic behavior because he's got a power to do things that with as well he's got the power to bring images to life, but he's using it on images of people that he has a crush on, so real world people that he knows, and he's doing stuff with them. But it's when you realize that, oh, this is imagine someone using your image, bringing it to life and doing things with a copy of you.
So Facebook in 5 years after they get the metaverse completely up and running with the 3D avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And it just gets worse and worse, and he keeps doing more worse and worse things. And so, yeah, I just want to point out the problematic behaviors that actually getting all these magical powers would be. Yeah, I got the power to be invisible. Yeah, and you're using it to do what? Hello, Isabella. Welcome to the channel. You caught us right as we're about to go into a sprint, so I hope that's good timing for you. Let me get boom. I got the jellyfish out.
Always a good
Yes.
one.
Wish fulfilled is is karma code for all the consequences. All right.
I know I'm broken today because you said that, and I'm just like, must be Jellicoe's jam don't shake.
Now I'm thinking of jam fishes. And they just kind of slide down the wall. All right, we are going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Time is up. How did people do on that sprint? I did not do as well this time.
I feel
I
like
do
little
scroll-
bunny foo foo.
Oh, I doom scroll job boards.
Just call me little bunny foo foo because I searched through this whole fucking forest of a book to find the right chapter.
I've been there.
Well, that's the only thing I hate about digital books versus real book. You just fold a fucking paper down. You know where you're at. Your middle book, side of the book, end of the book, whatever. I know exactly where I'm at. I'm on chapter 13 of 17. You know where the fuck that is in here because she's got no like chapter breakups. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like page 125, page 135, page 145. Let's see what page I was on because there's no like thing to tell you how far you are in the book. There's no chapter breakup for you to like anything to go to. There's nothing to click on. Book is good. Just could use a few more technical tweaks. Don't get me wrong, it's a good book. It's just a little annoying.
I did not write. I finished watching the video that I was watching, and they showed that there were 2 more in this series, and I started watching another one, and each one is like 20-ish minutes, which means that there's no way to finish one in the middle.
no.
So now I have the second half of the next one waiting for me. And it's a never-ending cycle.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So
See?
this little baby, everybody say goodbye because she's going to another home tomorrow.
Aww.
Aw.
They've got more room. She's tearing
That's
like
good.
tearing up the fence, and so there's another. I don't know what kind of dog. She said it's a mix, but the hyper dog too. And so they're gonna wear each other out and have 2 yards, two acres to run around.
Well, at least it'll be Happy
Sorry.
Dog.
And she promised me if she ever couldn't take care of her, she would call me and I'd come get her back. It's like I love her. I'm tired of her digging holes and making the other dogs be able to go out said holes into the other dogs' yards because the other dogs are very big and mean.
Understandable. You found her a new home, and that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you made me yawn.
I'm so sorry. That was not at all my plan.
Okay, Maggie got 7 minutes of audio recorded, and CB got one short of a of an interesting number. You couldn't write one more word.
No.
Or that we wanted it right. So I don't know which one's worse. I had a 36363 today, and I had a 333666.
Nice.
Don't quite know which one of those is worse, but maybe they canceled each other out, so my karma's okay.
So yeah, I didn't write any more of that, and I didn't write any more of the write-up for the developmental edit that I have a meeting for on Wednesday. And I need to write this shit up. I know what needs to be written. So it's not like I have to like rack my brain. It's a matter of, that thing when you know what you have to do and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that, no problem. It can wait. It keeps waiting.
Actual putting pen to paper, actual physical fucking sitting down in the desk to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. It's the brain just saying, this is not a problem. You don't have to do it now.
It's like me working on my car. You don't have to do it now. You can do it later. It can sit there another week. It's fine.
The
Next
meeting's
weekend,
not
especially in the 20s.
The meeting's not till Wednesday. You don't have to have it ready early.
So looking at the, again, job listings, one of them said that they had flexible schedule options, that your shift could start at either 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m.
Oh my
So
god,
flexible.
so many options.
So flexible. Like they must do yoga
Oh my
to get
god!
that flexible.
I just kind of
There you go.
stared
Now
at
I'm
it like,
talking. Going on.
Bingo.
Who would care? Like, and it was funny because also as I kept reading it, it was like also for like your training time, it starts at 9. Like, what the hell?
I can see that
What?
mattering to someone who has to like drop off kids.
I was just
But
saying, depending
other
on
than
where
that-
it is, yeah, traffic and kids. I mean,
Yeah, but
'cause,
other
like
than
around
that,
here, yeah.
that's a non.
Yeah, it's such like a marginal time, and like, what are the odds, even if it is for like traffic or dropping off kids? It was a remote job, so even if it is for dropping off kids, what are the odds that it would even fall in that window where one would be better than the other?
Actually,
Bong.
pretty probable. I mean, because most schools start at 7:30 or 8:30, so that would give you time. Do you want to have your coffee beforehand, or do you want to just run home from grabbing the kids and start work right away?
That giant dog can still fit through that little tiny cat door.
Yeah, yep, that's what just happened.
I didn't think it was possible today, but she has made it happen. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think she could. I was like, she like almost got stuck a while ago. I was like, you're not okay. You are still gonna fit through there. Okay.
I've just been making unnecessary artwork because I think that, I should.
That's how I feel about the quilting thing that I'm doing right now. I just feel like I should. It's unnecessary, but compelled.
Well, no, I think that I'm like competing against companies that I'm not competing against. I'm like, everybody does character posters for all of the characters in their thing. Why don't I have character posters? I should have character posters. Like, it's not like I should just be editing and putting stuff out. No, I need character posters.
Charlie, don't
Hey.
talk like that. You're gonna make me need to do that shit.
No one will care that I have character
Yeah.
posters, but my Instagram will have stuff on it. Yay!
Word, I was just gonna say, but this doesn't get me any closer to TikTok. And I keep being told that that's all that matters anymore.
Right. Facebook is the
Yes.
now. This is the new MySpace. It's gone the way of the dodo. And yeah, TikTok
But
is
yes,
the new latest greatest internet.
I will preface this by saying this is 100% a call out post. Charlie is the master of all the extraneous bits around the writing.
Yeah.
So really, all you need to do is actually write, and then like your marketing is all set to go. But like, right.
I mean, in quasi fairness to myself, I do have this book written. Like the book that I'm doing all this artwork for, it is written. It's just,
All right.
It's just not
I need
edited
character
approved,
posters.
or
You get a
Hey,
pass
chapter
on
one's
that
out
one.
now. Chapter 1 is out because I'm doing that whole chapter, serialized thing. You can watch The Coward Run. Chapter 1, Running, is now out. Very creatively titled because it's what he does.
You know, now that I think about it, I could avoid call out posts by just putting the fact that I'm an editor as the main thing and not a writer, because I don't finish any of the stuff that I write, but I've edited so many things.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just market myself just as an editor.
See, I feel like I avoid all call out posts because everything I could be called out for is my brand. Like, I've just embraced, like, no, like, I'm that far. Like, yeah. Oh, no. So you got what I'm doing. That's great. Wonderful. Thank you. Like, like, I'm kind of immune because, yeah, I'm just that trash fire. Hi. How are you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, no, that's not until book 2, chapter 6. And it gets very, very awkward very quickly, and I love it.
Oh, there's a couple different how you doings, and they ain't all gotta be awkward.
I mean, but that one was.
But to people that don't know that they're flirting with each other or flirting with each other, and I'm kind of here for that. Like, everyone but the audience is oblivious, and it's like, yay.
What if you and the person knows they're flirting, but no one else around you knows they're flirting?
I feel like that's like how I got married.
Do you want marriage? This is how you get marriage.
Like, I don't think, like, with the exception of the polycule that I was a member of at the time, I don't think anybody else realized we were flirting until it's like, oh yeah, we're getting married next week. And they're like, you're dating? Like, yeah.
I also feel like that's like every single workplace rom-com. Like,
Right.
you two know that you're flirting together, flirting with each other, but nobody else does. Because,
Everyone's like, what?
I thought you two just liked hanging out
Hey,
in
Raven.
cemeteries together. Well, that too, but
Yeah.
Our relationship is dynamic.
That'd be
But I was there at Orpheus when y'all broke up.
Yeah. It'd be like
Yeah.
mine and my ex. Nobody know we were dating till like I sat on his lap the day we decided to quit work. Like, we're waiting on the door to open so we could go clock out to quit. I'm tired. Just sit down on him.
Actually, we had that with my cousin, where we didn't
Wait a
know he
minute.
was what?
Phrasing.
No, we didn't know he was dating anyone.
Okay,
until
that's
we-
better.
Until we got to holiday dinner, and there she was.
Yeah.
And
I'm just-
this is the cousin that he never dated anyone. Like, there was 0 on his dating card, and this was like age 35 that he suddenly had a girlfriend, and now they're married with 3 kids, so it seems to have worked.
So, just putting it out there, is it possible that he had been dating, like, not that person, but like many or a few people over the years, and he was just really good at like not letting people into that part of his life, so he didn't actually bring her around to meet everybody until like it got to that point where it was unavoidable.
That's a possibility.
I mean, it
Some
could
people
also
are
be,
like that. I'm not. I can't shut up about things, but some people are like that.
I mean, they could be really like good at being private about things, because like that's how I realized who my real best friend was in high school, when we were sitting around one day reminiscing about like the olden days, and she like listed most of my boyfriends in chronological order, and I'm just like, you actually knew I would. Wait, what? Like, you were actually paying attention to my life? Wait, what? You knew things about me? What? Maybe you were actually secretly my best friend. Why did you stab me?
All
It
right.
got dark at the end.
Are you not familiar with my stories?
I mean, this is fair.
Like all of my stories have that dark twist at the end where you're just like, why is George R. R. Martin writing your life?
I'm telling you, dude, we were talking at the writer's workshop and I was telling them I couldn't come. And they're like, why? We thought you got it where you could get off every month. I'm like, yeah, that was till my boss fell through 2 flights of a roof. They're like, was he alive? I'm like, yeah, he just broke like half the bones in his body.
Everything. He broke
Like,
his
that's just
everything.
kinda And somebody needs
just-
to write that shit into a novel.
He just broke.
Yeah.
Like it is a mystery even to the doctors how he has no head contusion at all. He didn't, like, there's no evidence where he bumped his head or anything, even though he passed out to fall through the roof to fall the 2 stories. Like, how do you not hit your head going that fast? This is a 5'8"
Also,
man.
Where was he that he fell 2 stories?
In his house. When
Why
you
is
first
his
walk
house
in,
so broken that he fell not just through the roof?
Oh, was it one of those McMansions that had like the big
second
foyer in it?
floor?
yeah, just like it was the foyer. He was installing speakers, which why he was doing this, knowing he's been on a roller coaster ride of a diabetic like numbers for the last 2 weeks, no one knows. But he decided to put his surround system up. And so in Texas, when you first walk in the front door, a lot of the houses have a 2-story foyer.
Got
And
it.
it looks into either
Yeah.
the living room or the hallway looks into the front door. So he was up there installing one
Okay.
to go towards the living room. And his sugar spiked and he passed out and fell through the rafter.
Got it. Okay. I lived in a house like that. I was picturing him being on the roof. And just like
Basically, yeah.
Raven
like
says, was
some
he living in the
ridiculous-
was he
Yeah,
living
like
in the money pit with
Exactly. It's the perfect example. That was exactly
Yeah.
what I was imagining was Money Pit.
Yeah,
the movie
so-
that since that
Yeah.
movie I have never fully trusted a bathtub.
That's fair.
Now that you mention it,
You're not wrong. But yeah,
I always
so
picture that happening.
they measured it, and between the height of him, the 2x6 of the ceiling rafter, and then the 2 stories to the roof, he fell 36 feet.
Wow.
And he broke both his wrists, his sternum, 4 ribs, both his legs, one of them in 2 places, and fractured his hip. Did I leave anything out he broke?
No spine bar.
And his back. It was it, and his back. But somehow miraculously nothing. Oh, and his ankle, but nothing was wrong with his head. Like he somehow did not hit his head at all. But the only thing that makes sense is even though he was pliant, that he like fell. You know how like you brace yourself instinctively, and he just kind of went forward, sliding on the marble floor. But he has like nothing wrong with his face, his head. Like there's not even a scratch where he would have like scratched the floor. Nothing. I don't know. He's had 3 surgeries in the last 2 weeks, and he's already talking about trying to come back to work.
I mean, some people get real bored, like real quick with stuff like that.
I was like, I need to send flowers. He goes, oh, that'd be sweet. I said, not to you, to your wife for putting up with you. You're not even out of the hospital yet, and you're wanting to come back to work. Like, calm your shit, relax, get your diabetes under control, and fucking heal first. Relearn to walk, maybe, first.
So CB says she didn't get that reference, which was the Money Pit. It is a Tom Hanks. Is it Shelley Long?
Yes.
It is.
I think so, yeah.
And they have a struggling marriage, and they buy this giant mansion. And I think they're trying to save their marriage, but every single thing in the house is broken to the point of being survival risk, basically. And it's just one thing after another, and that's why it's called the Money Pit, because everything is costing them extra. All right, are we ready for a sprint?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me not hit remove. That is not what I want to do. I want to put up the timer. All right, we will sprint in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, sprint number 3 is over. How did we do?
Y'all, so way back January 6th, one of my friends, just like a personal friend, was like, "Hey, you do editing, right? I have a friend who needs something edited." And I was like, "Yeah, totes. Like, what kind of editing?" She said proofreading. I'm like, "Great, that is absolutely, that is 100% my jam." So she like connects us. This is on January 6th. I sent him a message. Hey, I'm Alicia. I'm a proofreader. Also, my real name is Alicia. I just said that out loud. I say it all the time, but I always feel like I need to clarify. Anyways, he just got back to me. It is the 29th. It is 3 weeks later, and said, "Hey, can you work on a tight deadline? We need it to go to the formatter on Monday." It's 120 pages.
What the fuck?
You should have 3 weeks ago, buddy. 3 weeks ago.
What? Dude, I can work on an extremely tight deadline. I cannot read 120 pages by Monday. I have a fucking job.
That's me with a Christine Feehan novel, and that's 300-something pages. I still ain't getting through that shit.
Yeah. That's insane. That is insane. Can you work on a tight deadline? Yes. I need it by Monday. Are you shitting me? Whenever I do proofreads, I say 10,000 a day, and I feel like that is a pretty solid clip right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any more than that, and you get burnt out too quick. And you're like,
Well, that's
"Oh,
too.
fuck,
That's too, and especially like because if it's just proofreading, like the story might be shit, right? And like if I'm just here to proofread it, then like I'm gonna get slowed down by the fact that the story isn't very good. And it is a self-help book, so I feel like I will probably hate it, but like a comma is a comma whether I like the line or hate it. I'm good. Like I really can proofread anything. I don't care, but it's definitely going to slow me down slightly. Oh my god. Oh my god, we need it by Monday. Oh my god.
Then you should have said you should have emailed me back right away.
He done fucked up. And like that's the thing is that like he was looking at the beginning of the month and like he should have said something then because I would have told him then, like, hey, if you guys are really backed up on like your content edits that you're doing, just like send me things as they are finished. And then, I'm sure that like today I would have been getting sent the last 5,000 words and I've been like, yeah, absolutely cool. I could do 5,000 words in 2 days.
How do you politely say you just fucked yourself?
Yeah, I haven't responded. He is currently sitting on unread. Like I don't even exist right now. I thankfully like saw it on Facebook on my computer and was like, oh. Also, I made about 8 cents reading my own book on Kindle Unlimited. I do that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I am doing some like a proofreading read because I'm about to format it for print. So like I'm not just doing it for money, but also if I have to read it anyways, I may as well make money off of it.
So my response to that guy would be, nobody can do that.
Yeah. Like, oh my god. Even if he had been like 3 days ago, I would have been like, okay, this is like a real bad time, but like I can probably get through like half of it. And like hopefully, it won't be great, but it'll be better than what it is. But like, no, absolutely not 2 days. Even if I wasn't working tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to get it done.
No, not that many pages. Because you're looking at my size books, 30,000 or 120 pages. You got to figure even if it's a regular size book, that's still 100.
We're looking at 30 to 50K probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I hate, like, obviously he is not a professional writer. because why are you giving me this shit in page count that is meaningless to me as an editor?
Right.
Yeah.
No, CB, he gave no excuse whatsoever. Like, I honestly had completely forgotten about this. Yeah, like I figured that he had gone with somebody else because literally all I said was like, "Hey, I'm an editor if you need me," and here we are.
Yeah, you gotta figure what, 72 words a page? Usually, roundabout.
Yeah, I think bare minimum is 30,000. Bare minimum.
Yeah.
I work tomorrow. I'm off Monday. I work Tuesday and Wednesday. I could probably have it to by like Thursday midday. That'd be my absolute earliest. Because like my life sucks right now anyway, so I may as well be proofreading some self-help shit. Yeah.
In a similar vein, I just got the syllabus for the class I'm taking that starts on the 1st, and I'm looking at the required reading, and they're like, "Oh, and we're sending you we also sent you supplemental reading material for this, so make sure you've read that as well." They did not include the supplemental reading material.
Oh.
So I'm looking at all of these page numbers that I should have read by the 1st. So it's a different kind of pain, but I feel like
right.
cousins of like I don't want to fail this class because I did not understand the required reading because
What do you know what it is? Like, do you have an idea of what this extra material is that you weren't given?
I have a rough idea of what it's going to be. I know where it came from. I know the people who wrote it, but it's currently unpublished, so I can't go and read. I might be able to read it if I had a JSTOR account, but I don't want to do that.
No, and you shouldn't have to do it.
Yeah, and they were supposed to have provided it. So,
yeah.
Like,
have you reached out to the professor yet?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I just got the email. Like,
okay, yeah.
I was kind of in the mood of like, I guess the first class is just going to be a meet and greet because I have not heard from you yet. And I just got the email during that sprint, and I went, "Oh, good! I can get started on that stuff." Wait.
Oh yeah, you said on the 1st, and I didn't realize that it's already the 29th.
Like 3 days from now, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing is it's not a lot of supplemental reading, and the main book I've actually read several times, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah.
Ooh. Oh. I couldn't get the words out because Leon was just so aggressive. Yeah, I have a feeling that I should probably turn in, although I had an extra energy drink today, which means that as tired as I feel, I'm going to get in bed and I'm going to be awake.
Oh god, that was me last night. I was so pissed off.
I hate that so much.
You just like, you're physically and mentally tired. You're like, I can't wait to get in bed. And then you get in bed and you're like, okay, time to relax. And you just sit there and stare at the fucking clock or the ceiling. And you're just like, I'm not even thinking about anything worth being awake for. Why am I still awake? Like, and then you just go into the spiral of why am I still awake, pissed off. That's why I'm exhausted. Because last time I looked at my clock, it was like 12:50, and I had to be up at like, I don't know, 5:30.
Yeah.
And I can't even do the thing that you have been doing to knock myself out, which is sit in my special chair and wrap myself in a blanket and watch an ASMR video with the headphones on, because when I have this level of energy, I get RLS real bad.
Oh, yeah. I also have that issue, and it
Mhm.
sucks a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's oh god, I hate it. People are just like, oh, yeah. I remember when that was first a thing that came out that came to the public knowledge, and they were just like, "That's so stupid. What do you mean your leg moves and you can't?" It's like, no,
Oh no, it's a
seriously,
thing.
Yeah.
you cannot get comfortable at all,
Yeah.
and you could actually stand up and make your leg go like Thumper.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
It's
Carrie
that
used to
bad.
laugh at me when that would happen. I'd be sitting at a chair and my leg would just start being Thumper. Like, what's wrong? Nothing. I just can't make it stop. It's fine. It'll go in a few minutes, hopefully.
I ride bikes in bed.
Yeah, we'd be almost asleep and my leg would just twitch and kick her when we were in the camper. She'd be like, what the fuck, Mom? Sorry, let me just turn the other way. I'll kick the wall.
And it's just so uncomfortable.
hmm
All right. But other than that, oh, Chandra, hey, thanks for coming, but we are wrapping up because it is the end of this stream. But I will hopefully see everyone at later times. Oh, does anyone want to do outros?
I guess real quick, if you head over to projectshadow.com, you'll find a link to all my stuff there. I have just started putting out my sci-fi series, Mask of the Gods and Dance the Ghost, and you can find links to all of that on my website. Just click through the Baron's End world, and you can find all that along with its associated world building and whatnot.
Okay. I will say, since we've been talking about it all day on DMing, so if you were looking for the writer's workshop today, as it is usually the last Saturday of every month, no one could make it. So we planned horribly. So it will be next weekend at its usual time. I will not be there. I will be at work because I usually only have the last weekend off, and thanks to my boss and his injury, there was no one to cover me because we had to rearrange people. So that's happening next weekend. We're doing Lisa Daly's book, which I just finished the last chapter during this stream. And we're talking about doing 7-figure fiction. I'm not sure if that's what's got picked or not, if we're picking or if the readers are picking. So go over to our Goodreads and vote if there's a vote up there. Not sure if there is, but if she made one. Yeah. So I know for a fact that's happening. And I'm planning on being over on Twitch tonight. I'm not sure what time, depends on what's going on with the family, because my mom has a sinus infection. So it'll probably be after everyone goes to bed around 10 my time. So around 11 Central, if anybody's up.
Streaming tomorrow?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
I am Jace Maxwell, an editor for Rose City Editing. See, I promised I would put that as the first thing because that's the one thing I'm actually accomplishing. And the writer of anything that I may possibly finish ever in my lifetime. Writer of Infinite Plot Bunnies. I'm just watching the avatar flip. It's like roulette.
I had a minute.
I do gaming stuff on my Twitch, usually on Tuesdays, and tabletop RPG on Thursdays on my YouTube channel. When we can get the people together to do it. And with that, I will bid y'all adieu because I want to actually try and sleep.
And thank you, Maggie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and thank you, Eva, because this is like the best description I have heard of RLS. It's
Yeah.
like if leg muscles could sneeze but are always on the cusp of needing to.
Yeah.
All right. I will talk to y'all or see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.